noise going out at the front of the building. You wouldn't even be able to hear me. It's terrible out there. I don't know what they're doing, but here we are. So anyway, we typically, as you know, start out with picks of the week, and I can't really tell you which of these two that I'm featuring for you is my absolute pick. It's a different end of the spectrum. One is like, very hard and very rock. The other one is a little more subdued and introspective. So first of all, let's get started with a pick of the week. This is Gojira, and it's Fortitude, and this is on Roadrunner Records. So this is the 7th full length from Gojira, and they're a French metal band, for if anybody doesn't know who they are. So they've, lyrically, they've really emerged from the introspection and meditations on morality that kind of characterized Magma, which was the last album they put out. And I think that was like in 2016. Well, anyway, this one is kind of turning things back on the world around them. And they've always addressed environmental issues, and that's still going on in this one. And despite the fact that, mankind really appears to be like on a trajectory of absolute destruction, it's not a despondent record, and it's not a record full of rage. It's actually got, a sense of hope and positivity, and, encouraging to invoke the power of the individuals within, and the collective. And as our planet is like facing this existential crisis, they're kind of like delivering this message of hope. But anyway, it really cements them in their place as one of the very, very skilled and uncompromising bands in this genre, especially. And they're also very inspiring, as this is their kind of, call to arms. So anyway, definitely worth your time to check it out. There's 2 variants on this. You can get it on black vinyl, or on what they're calling the limited edition is black ice vinyl. So that's here for you now, okay? The other one, on the other side of the coin, is Crumb. This is Ice Melt. And this is, let's see, it is on Crumb Records label. And this is their second LP, and it really kind of begins with this kind of like a real chaotic kind of a track, but it ends up with like a melody, a lullaby by the end of it, and it is kind of a softer record. It's really really nice to listen to. Anyway, their front woman Lila Romani, she said that her goal was to return back down to earth from a strange floating place and write about real substances and beings that live on this planet. Okay, so this one actually feels pretty grounded here, this record, and it has moods that it really evokes from the different tracks. One, sometimes it really feels very much like isolation, and other times it really feels like connected, deeply connected stuff. So it kind of has the real full swing of the pendulum. You got to remember, it's only their second album. They're still finding their feet, but this is really, really, really a good job. And it's their most ambitious collection of songs to date, but really it's very much controlled at some points, and also very, very willing to just like spin out and try new things. So Crumb, if you liked them the first time around, you probably enjoy this second offering of theirs. Now this also, the variants are cassette or black vinyl or purple. Yeah, opaque purple vinyl. Okay, so that's also here for you now. All right, now we've got a pile to go through, and I'm gonna try to just go through this real quick with you. First one is Amigo the Devil. This is Born Against. This is on Liars Club, and he's become kind of this dark folk anomaly that's really drawing attention from a lot of different people. They kind of, LA Weekly described him as Johnny Cash at his blackest, mixed with Father John Misty, if he exhumed graves in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. So anyway, he's getting a lot of attention. Let's see, it's saying that he explores dark and grim subject matter from suicide to serial killers. And he spins these topics into dark love songs that explode into heavy metal catharsis. So you want to try something different, this guy, he's kind of supposed to be in the country music genre, but like I said, he's getting attention from all over the place. So Next up, this is Baby Strange, and this is the Land of Nothing EP, and this is on the label Icons Creating Evil Art. So they've been biding their time since the last release in 2016. That was their debut album, Want It, Need It. They're now back, and they have a lot to show here for their absence. This EP, it's more focused and mature, their writing style. It's much more polished and creative. But as a whole, this is they're a Scottish band from Glasgow, and there's like a lot of Scottish punk at the heart of this. So what they managed to do is recreate these precious sentiments of live music that we are all missing so much, but very free from the struggles and constraints of the outside world. It's an EP to keep you going, to keep your spirits up and keep you wanting more. So this is on white vinyl, and it's here for you now. Okay, then we have, let's see, this one is Black Market Brass. This is Omega on the Coal Mine label. They're a Minneapolis-based group performing their own brand of originally composed Afrobeat and Afro-funk music. This is on green vinyl, you can see there. Okay, and, sorry. Okay, so very compelling, authentic renditions of classic 1970s West African sound. So it's actually coming out of random colored vinyl. This one happens to be green. I think that there's a few different variants that are part of that, but that's what we have is the green. Okay, next up here, this is, Boren and Dur Club of Gore, Black Earth, 2 LPs. This is on the Pious America label. Okay, so they have a hardcore past while today they play jazz, plunging it as slowly as possible into black and nothingness. And so it's more consistent than the morbid and beautiful predecessor called Sunset Mission that came out in 2000. We'll talk about that in a second. Black Earth was originally released in 2002. Anyway, it's back in print now if you want that. Okay, then same thing, Born and Dur Club of Gore. This is Sunset Mission, 2016 German limited edition 9-track double vinyl LP of the third studio album from the German ambient jazz act, and their first to feature sax player Christoph Klosser. Okay, so these albums, if you've been waiting for them to come back into print, they have now, and there you go. All right, next up is Bowerbirds, and this is Be Calm Young Lovers on Psychic Hotline. Okay, this is as much a return as it is a farewell. This guy is Phil Moore is who this is, and his first Bowerbirds album since 2012 is an artifact of transition, and it reconciles the memories of yourself in relation to another person, and then what's unearthed when you're left to face your identity alone, and what of those selves is true. So it's written and recorded mainly in an isolated cabin. See, a lot of people do that during the pandemic. It seems like they run off to a cabin somewhere and record deeply introspective music and, really kind of turning themselves inside out with this. Anyway, so it just chronicles a long-term relationship's death rattle, inevitable breakup, and immediate aftermath. So yeah, if you want the Crybaby album, here you go. It's there for you now. A lot of albums in this week's pile are, hopeful, but also kind of, melancholy at the same time. But having said that, here we go. Here's Can, Future Days. This is on Mute, and they're excited to announce the repress of Future Days on limited edition gold vinyl. So, okay. This is Can's 5th studio album, originally released in 1973. And, this, what I promised you from last week. Okay, Dinosaur Jr., it's finally here, you guys. It's technically it was out last week. It's called Sweep Into Space. It's on Jaguar. And this is, it melds these blissful memories with dynamite rock. And this U.S. trio's 12th album sees them kind of really wisely sticking to what they know, their signature script. This is on Purple Ripple vinyl, and it's just a cracking good album. And wow, Jay Mascis has probably had as many acting roles as there have been Dinosaur Jr. albums. Did you know this about him? So yeah, kind of interesting. He's a very well-rounded artist. But anyway, hard to believe it's their 12th record, but they're still having fun. They're still doing it, and it's authentic as hell. And I'm gonna just love this. But anyway, it's here for you now. And okay, moving on from there, there is, whoops. Okay, there's a couple of reissue, or no, there's a reissue and a new album, Dramarama. Do you guys remember Dramarama? Band from the 80s. And this one, okay, let's see, Cinema Verite had a huge, massive hit for them. They're Los Angeles, like, you know, kind of, I guess you'd say, new wave band. There's this Anything, Anything, I'll Give You is a huge, huge single for them, and it's been unavailable for like a long time. Anyway, so now this is reissued on Pasadena Records, and this is the first album that they made. It was released in 1985, but like I said, that huge single for them, this is the way to get it now if you were always like wanting that, and now you can have it. Okay, so also there is a new album that they have called Color TV, and let's see, this is you know, they're a band that's worked up some history there. This is their first new album in 15 years, and it's features some of lead singer-songwriter John Easdale's fiercest and most moving compositions. So anyway, they're still kicking around and trying it again. So you can get the first release that they ever put out, this one, Cinema Verite, or this brand new one 15 years later, Color TV. They're back. All right, now we have the Dropkick Murphys, Turn Up That Dial, and this is let's see, this is on their own label, Dropkick Murphys, and it's you know, boots the front door of 2021 open with a record that punches you square in the face and says, in the words of Ken Casey, get up, get out of those sweatpants you've been wearing for the last year. There's better times ahead. Let's fucking go. Okay, so they're always fun, Dropkick Murphys, and there you go, man. Doing it again. Okay, then this is a record people have been waiting for. There's been a few EPs before this, but this is Girl in Red, If I Could Make It Go Quiet, and the label is World in Red, and you can get this on cassette as well as LP here. And If I Could Make It Go Quiet is the debut album. It's the musical distillation of Marie Ulvin's solitary conversations on the road. It's an album brimming with the things we wish we could say to others, but we tell ourselves instead. Okay, it's the She's Never Been Braver, and the music follows suit. Whether it's collaborating with pop mastermind and Billie Eilish collaborator Phineas on Serotonin, that's this song that's been being played a lot on Sirius. It's kind of this, you know, pop anthem that but you probably knew her for, gosh, what was that? Oh, I can't even remember the name of the last single, but anyway, it got kind of overplayed so much. But, you know, people have been waiting for this album for a long time. Well, anyway, the anthem that Serotonin, it speaks to her struggles with mental health, and so she's just betrayal, lust, longing, pulling herself out of a depressive spell. Nothing's off limits on this, and it's called If I Could Make It Go Quiet. So there you go. Here for you now. Next up, we have Robert Glasper, Better Than I Imagined, on Loma Vista. Okay, so he's a Grammy Award-winning artist and producer, and this is a special 12-inch picture disc single LP version of his current Grammy-nominated single, Better Than I Imagined, featuring her and Michelle Nadege Ocello. So, you know, that's kind of a nice piece there. Really, really cool artwork, too. And then that's the back. Okay. Then we have Guided by Voices, and this is Earthman Blues, and it's on the Guided by Voices label. And this is, believe it or not, you guys, the 33rd Guided by Voices album. Like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? 33 albums. It's a magical cinematic rock album full of dynamic and surreal twists and turns, and lyrics and liner notes, and they trace the growth of a young Harold Ardmore Harold through a coming of age and reckoning with darkness. Vivid scenes appear, snapshots of youth, fantastical nightmares, and unknown worlds. So this group, like just as a whole, they bring to life the sounds in songwriter Robert Pollard's Technicolor imagination, but 33 albums down the road here. That is crazy. So, okay, Guided by Voices. Now we've got the more in the line of the PJ Harvey reissues. This is Her, and this one was her, what, 6th? Yeah, it's the reissue of her 6th studio LP. The album that was self-produced and originally released in May of 2004. It features the singles The Letter, You Came Through, and Shame. The reissue is faithful to the original recording and packaging. So you can get that now if you're still in the process of beeping up your PJ Harvey collection, and who could blame you? She's so amazing. This is the companion piece. That's the demos of that. And it has demos of The Letter and Shame. It features brand new artwork and previously unseen photos by Maria Moshenaz. Okay? How great. How great. My pile's going to fall over here in a minute. Okay, and then we have King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Polygon Wonderland. This is the Fuzz Club version on electric blue vinyl, and it's on the Fuzz Club Records label. So you guys already know this record. I think you can see a little bit of the blue there. That's the color variant right there. Okay, but anyway, you can get that now too. I'm gonna start putting them over here, I guess. Okay, then this is Kaka. It's wrestling. Okay, and this is on the Lucky Me label. And this is her. She's an LA-based producer. It's a debut album. It's a personal and intimate collection of songs, but it's also relatable in its evocation of universally human themes and experiences. So, in her own words, while her music has often leaned toward the experimental, this is marked by a real conscious effort. Conscious effort to produce tracks that work as song lyrics that are like personal and literal. So, as with her previous releases, the album is self-produced, but I think she's just trying to become a little more accessible with this. Okay. All right, then we have Lead Belly, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? This is on Golden Lane label, and it's on gold vinyl. So that is a nice reissue as well. Okay, then we have Lil Baby, My Turn. This is the deluxe version of, let's see, it's on Quality Control Music LLC. Then, and My Turn, this is a deluxe version of that. It's a Grammy-nominated rap superstar Lil Baby brings us a deluxe version of his latest studio project, with a massively dedicated fan base and consistent flow of hits. This quickly became the first album of 2020 to go double platinum. And it's on Black Ice vinyl. 3 LPs available for the first time ever. So there you go. Okay, next up, this is Lonely Deer, A Lantern and a Bell. And this is on the Real World label. And this is Lonely Deer, who is also known as the singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist Emil Svanagan. And this is his second album, A Lantern and a Bell, for Real World. And it's heralded by, you know, these places like Stereo Gum and the Sunday Times UK, Rolling Stone, and Uncut. And, you know, they're all like really giving this a lot of praise. It's the songs are sensitive but very uplifting. And Peter Gabriel calls it the work of a master. So, you know, maybe there's something to this, Lonely Deer. Okay? Okay, then we have the Manchester Orchestra, The Million Masks of God. Okay, this is on Loma Vista. And Million Masks of God showcases the strength and boundary-pushing invention of Manchester Orchestra's catalog. And it is a testament to the kinship of its songwriting of this duo and the bond that enables them to take something tragically personal and turn it into limitless, compassionate, communal, revelatory art. Okay? So you've got 2 versions here. You've got the deluxe version, which is pink and white, and vinyl, and it includes a fold-out poster. Or there's a pink smoke version that is, just without the deluxe, okay? Then we have Gary Moore. How blue can you get? This is on the Provogue label, and it's a collection of previously unreleased songs from Gary Moore's substantial body of work and his back catalog. The album contains 4 originals and 4 songs previously recorded and made famous by classic bluesmen like Elmore James, Sonny Thompson, Memphis Slim, and B.B. King. Okay, and it's on blue vinyl. Yeah, I think it's like a sky blue vinyl. Okay, then we have NoFX single album. This is on Fat Wreck Chords, and it's the 14th studio album by the American punk rock alternative band NoFX. It comes with a digital download, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to hear this today, so I can't tell you if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but 14th, they've been going a long time, and still doing it. Okay, this is the Porridge Radio, Rice Pasta and Other Fillers. This is on the Memorials of Distinction label. And it's a Brit indie rock band, Porridge Radio's freshman album. The record is basically one of bedroom post-punk indie rock, one banger at a time. It's like, although it sounds very unprofessional and ill-funded, they use that handicap to their advantage, and it's like they create a vibe around that. So it doesn't matter the lack of professional production or mastering. They make it like part of the music. So if you want to try this out, this is their first record, and kind of cool. Okay, so then we have Promise and the Monster. This is called Chewing Gum, and this is on the Icons Creating Evil label as well. So Promise and the Monster is also known as Billy Lindahl. Returns with this new EP, Chewing Gum, one of Sweden's most esoteric and mesmerizing songwriters. Warm and enticing atmosphere. She shows us that she's creating some of her most breathtaking material to date. She's like really embedded in Stockholm's underground music scene. This is the indie exclusive on Bubblegum Pink vinyl, and it's a limited edition. So if you want to try something like that, something different. Okay, this is Remember Sports, Like a Stone. This is on Father-Daughter Records, and a band who so often sound like a collision of jumbled thoughts. They've really taken some time and grown and really, kind of stretched themselves, and it's a very remarkable step toward some really, some real clarity of really becoming much more cohesive at what they're doing. So that's a good one too. Okay, and then we have Royal Blood Typhoons, and this is on Warner Brothers. And after 2 UK #1 albums, 2 million album sales, and an array of international acclaim, this album opens up with this breathless Take No Prisoners style, with the fierce metallic grooves hitting a real peak with this. They further reference their fresh array of influences by using like a vocoder vocals on a couple of tracks, and then let's see. Well, it ends with the final surprise in shape of the Stark piano ballad, and it's very vulnerable and revealing reminder to live in the moment. The new approach manifested itself in the duo's decision to produce the majority of this album themselves. But there's this track Boilermaker that was produced by Queens of the Stone Age frontman Josh Homme, who we love. And I guess the two bands first connected when Royal Blood supported Queens of the Stone Age on a huge American tour. And so now they've got the favor of Josh Homme producing that track. And the limited edition translucent blue vinyl. Okay. This is Joseph Shabason. This is called The Fellowship, and this is on Western vinyl. This guy is really pretty interesting. This is also on sky blue vinyl. This is 8 tracks that mesh spacious, jazz-laced composition with fourth world tonality. This guy is a saxophonist, Joseph Shabason, and he shows you this like auditory map of the transition unity, conditioning, and eventual renunciation of his upbringing in an Islamic and Jewish dual faith household. The resulting album here bears the name of the insular Islamic community Shabbasin's traditionally Jewish parents belonged to from a time when he was born, a mental and spiritual push-pull which continued shaping, even controlling his outlook well into his adulthood. And as a listening experience, this follows a chronological arc that spans 3 generations, covering his parents, their early lives, his own spiritual and physical adolescence, and his subsequent struggle to eschew the problematic habituations of such a conflicted past. So he does what only the best instrumental music makers can, and that's telling a story with emotional clarity that conveys even the subtlest of feelings, all without uttering a single word. So this is as wordless as ever, with as complex a theme as ever. This album may be his most emotionally articulate yet. Just found that like a really, interesting concept to build a record around. Boy, this guy's like got a lot of ghosts to exorcise, I would say. So really interesting. And yeah, got a lot of respect for that. Somebody who made it up, over, and down the side. Okay, this is Carl Stone. This is Stolen Car, 2 LPs on Unseen Worlds. And this is a veteran avant-garde composer. This is his 3rd album in 2 years. Places him alongside a new generation of like college artists. But, this is kind of mostly under the umbrella of electronica, but it's really, really fun music. So you can like try that out too. Okay, so then we have, well, here it is. I don't know how that got in the wrong spot. No, it didn't. That's just me losing my place here. Sorry. No, it's not me losing my place. It's my pile being put together incorrectly. Okay, Unwound have a new album out. This is a challenge for a civilized society, and this is on the Kill Rock Stars label. And this is the 7th studio album from the American post-hardcore band Unwound. And a study in extremes, and the group's noise assault reaches new pinnacles of raw abrasion. This is on splatter vinyl. And, okay, it's Paranoid and Pulsating, 6th album. Okay, there you go. Then we have, well, let's see. No, the sticker, I'm sorry, guys. The sticker says it's their 6th, but I thought it was their 7th. Okay. Stand corrected, 6th studio album. Okay, this is various artists. This is African Blood. This is on Studio One label. It's a timely release that captures some of the roots reggae songs that speak to the injustices that still exist today. Many of the songs on this are previously unreleased or unreleased stereo mixes by foundation artists like Alton Ellis, the Gay Lads, the Wailing Souls, and Freddie McGregor, and this is also on red vinyl. Okay, and then, all right, we've got Eddie Vedder has this 7-inch single, and it is called Matter of Time, backed with Say Hi. Okay, so following the global broadcast of Venture into Cures in November of 2020, Eddie Vedder released a pair of singles, Matter of Time and Say Hi, via Seattle surf company Republic Records. Additionally, he shared an animated music video for the powerful, passionate, and poetic Matter of Time and a live video for Say Hi. It's an often sought-after live favorite, now officially available for the first time, limited edition 7-inch. Okay. Then we have Alan Vega. This is Mutator, and this is on Sacred Bones. And Mutator, it's the first in a series of archival releases from the vault that will come out on Sacred Bones Records. And Mutator was recorded alongside Alan Vega's longtime collaborator, Liz Lemaire, at his New York City studio from 1995 to 1996. And it serves as a document of a particularly fertile time in his creative life. And this is also on red vinyl. Okay, now we've got Bobby Womack, the poet, and this is on ABCO. And this was a newly remastered and original from the original tapes. And 2021 marks the 40th anniversary of the initial release of the poet. Bobby Womack album that served to relaunch his career and established him as a renewed force to be reckoned with in the R&B world in the 1980s. So it's got an expanded package with new liner notes. Then also at the same time, Bobby Womack, the poet too, also on ABCO. And this is also newly remastered from the original tapes. But this reissue features Patti LaBelle and George Benson and Wilton Felder. And as with its predecessor, The Poet, it found both commercial and critical success on both sides of the Atlantic, with UK's NME naming it the best album of 1984. Along the album's highlights are 3 duets with Patti LaBelle, and it was ultimately, expanded package with new liner notes as well. So yeah, a new Bobby Womack reissues there, pretty good. Okay, and this is Yasteen Indian Yard, and this is on Sub Pop. And Indian Yard is a compelling document of humanity centered in the indigenous perspective. It's created by one of the world's foremost indigenous artists, the irreplaceable Indian Yard. It's an intense illumination of feeling and connection, which again is like a theme that's like running through a lot of these recent releases. Now, I'm thinking though that there was also a Iron and Wine thing that came out on Sub Pop today, and it's not out here in my stuff, but it's not new material. It's just, I think it's kind of like an archive of original songs and demos that, you know, it's the stuff that got them signed in the first place. But anyway, that's also out today, and I just don't have one here to hand to show you. But anyway, gives you a little overview of some of the stuff that was released today, new vinyl and new reissues. And I hope you find something that you really love. And let's get into our weekend. I hope you have a great one. And let's see. I'm trying to think if there's, you know, oh, I know what I wanted to tell you about. Upcoming, you know, there are these My Morning Jacket reissues of vinyl coming out. The first 2 that will be here very soon are, you know, from the original Darla label, and that is going to be At Dawn and the Tennessee Fire, which At Dawn is like the variants are opaque and translucent orange, 3 LPs and all kinds of wonderful stuff. And the Tennessee Fire also expanded version of 3 LPs on red vinyl. So that's coming soon, and we are going to have those available, and I'm so excited. And there's also going to be some other reissues coming after those. So something to look forward to. Anyway, have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little bell that like lets you know via email when every time there's an upload, which is on Fridays, and that is Fresh Catch Friday. I'll see you next time. Bye.